We are at the Wilfandel Ladies Club. It is a historic site in Los Angeles. And in November 1945, under the leadership of Della Williams and Fannie Williams, 50 black women came together, pooled their resources, acquired this elegant historic residence, and they've occupied it now for 80 years as a place of culture, of community, and it's exciting that we are supporting them and preserving this important historic place. Well, I am so excited to be back at the historic Wilfandel Ladies Club.
Yes.
And which is an Action Fund grantee site.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
And we were delighted to invest in some of your capital improvements, and we just left the AKA house.
All right.
Not too far from here. Mm-hmm. And there's something quite beautiful about these two profound women's history stories.
Yes.
Anchored in this historic neighborhood in Los Angeles. And I think it's powerful that black women organize themselves and their resources and would acquire this residence 80 years ago. Tell me about Della and Fannie Williams and how they organized black women to create the Wilfandel Ladies Club.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when we had the Jim Crow laws and covenant restrictions and restricted people of being able to go anywhere and have social functions. They couldn't go to hotels. They couldn't go to a country club and have a wedding or a baby shower or anything. So they felt a need to acquire a space that they could come together for these milestone events.
Yeah.
Right? And then also we were talking to our advisory board the other day about, they called it the Wilfandel Club. But back in the day, club really stood for, activism and things like that. It wasn't just a social club.
Yeah.
Right? So these were powerful women.
Mm-hmm.
And so they formed a group of 50 other women, and they fundraised to acquire this house. Della Williams was married to Paul Williams.
Yeah.
And so he was very instrumental in when they acquired the house, changing the house to be more of a clubhouse.
Okay.
So in 10 years, they paid off the loan.
Wow.
Oh, and the name, Wilfandel.
Mm-hmm.
They both had the same last name, although they weren't related. Williams for Will. And then Fannie for Wilfin, and then Dell.
Oh,
Della.
I love that. Yeah.
So it's a fun little fact.
Yeah, so it's beautiful that literally their legacy, based on their names, is in essence a form of commemoration in the way that they named the Wilfandel. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And we just continue to honor them and their legacy, and we want to just, kind of protect what they created.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a cultural hub.
That's nice.
And yes, the weddings are nice, and people come in, and because we've been here 80 years, they're like, oh my God, my grandparents got married here. And, Jan gets all kind of stories when they come in. We're like, can you guys give us pictures? Because we really need to build up our archives of all the events that have happened here. Mm-hmm. And so there is a contingency of people that really know this place, and then there's a contingency of people that drive by it every day and have no idea who we are. And I think it's really important.
It is.
That we can get the word out more about who we are, the beautiful work that we do.
So based on the way that it's decorated, I can imagine this is where the brides would get ready. And
this is our bridal room. So we have some pictures of actual weddings that took place right here in the space over the years.
One of the stories that's not interpreted enough in Black history is the Black middle class experience.
True.
And stories related to Black romantic love. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really beautiful when you start thinking about the multiplicity of stories that lives here, that you all get to tell stories around women and women's history and romance and love. And
yeah, you're right. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Well, I think it's really beautiful. I think about the time during Jim Crow and a period of segregation, racial covenants in housing. Black people could not just buy property anywhere, even if they had the resources. And for Black women in particular, to organize themselves and to have enough understanding of their own value to say we deserve something that is uniquely ours.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Very powerful.
The back of our original mortgage said you could not sell to people of color or Asian descent. But we assumed, first of all, since the ladies had more than 50% of the asking price for the house in down payment, and with Paul Williams standing with them, that they were not denied the purchase of the house.
That is powerful.
Yes.
I think the last thing on my mind is how this historic space transcends space and time, and looking at that plaque that says welcome, Wilfandel Club, established November 1945. Just thank you all for stewarding and caring for this part of our community's cultural legacy, but also this city's civic identity. Thank you.
Thank you for highlighting us.
When I walk through this space, I feel a sense of pride. I feel a sense of optimism. I feel a sense of hope. And I am inspired by what a marginalized community accomplished 80 years ago. And because of that accomplishment, and because of the permanence of the Wilfandel Ladies Club, I'm inspired to do impactful things in my own life today.